Let me ask you something. If I gave you an extra 2 hours every day, would your life change? Most people will say yes. Then they wake up late again. But once I met a poor man, so poor that his roof leaked, his stomach often slept empty, and his dreams were buried under dust. Yet he changed his destiny, not through luck, not through riches, but through one decision. He began waking up early. And what happened after that changed his life forever. I am a monk. I have lived with kings who were miserable and beggars who were peaceful. And I've learned something simple. Your life does not change in one dramatic moment. It changes quietly, in the morning, when nobody is watching. So today I will tell you a story, and inside it are lessons that can transform you too. Years ago, when I lived near a small village temple, there was a man named Raghav. Raghav worked as a daily laborer. He carried stones, dug soil, and did anything that earned him a little money. But the problem was not just poverty. The problem was hopelessness. He would wake up late, rush for work, return exhausted, eat, scroll his worries in his mind, then sleep. And every day looked like the same page of the same sad book. One morning I saw him sitting outside the temple steps. He said, "Maharaj, my life is written already, it won't change." I smiled and asked him, "Raghav, what time do you wake up?" He said, "When the sun hits my face." And I told him something that made him laugh. "Then your destiny wakes up before you do." He asked, "Wait, what do you mean?" I said, "The world rewards the awake and punishes the delayed." That same day, I gave him one practice. For the next 40 days, wake up before sunrise, not to suffer, but to meet life before life attacks you. He doubted me, but he tried. The first week was painful. His body screamed, his mind begged for sleep, and his old habit pulled him like a chain. But on the 8th day, something strange happened. He said, "Maharaj, mornings are quiet. They feel clean." I nodded, because early mornings do not only give time, they give something deeper, clarity. Raghav began to use those mornings wisely. He didn't wake up and run. He woke up and sat silently. He watched his breath. He asked himself, "What kind of life am I building?" Then he started learning basic skills from a shopkeeper who opened early. He offered to help for free. And because he arrived before everyone else, the shopkeeper noticed him. One day the shopkeeper said, "You come early every day. You're reliable. Stay. I'll teach you." And that is how a poor laborer slowly became a worker. A worker became a manager, and eventually, he owned his own small business, not because he was lucky, but because he became consistent. And consistency is the true wealth. Now listen closely. Waking up early wasn't magic. It was a mirror. It showed him 3 powerful truths. First, when you wake up early, you stop living in reaction. You start living with intention. Second, the morning teaches discipline, and discipline is self-respect in action. You cannot build a powerful future with a weak routine. Third, early mornings are spiritual, even if you do nothing religious, because when the world is silent, you can finally hear yourself. Most people don't lack talent. They lack direction, and direction is born in silence. That is why monks love mornings, not because we are better, but because morning is when the mind becomes soft like clay, and whatever you shape then becomes your destiny later. So I will leave you with this. If you want to change your life, don't start by changing everything. Start by changing your morning. Wake up earlier than your excuses. Wake up before your worries. Wake up before the world steals your peace. And ask yourself, am I living or only surviving? Because the early morning is not just time. It is a doorway. And the person who walks through it daily does not stay the same forever.